Hello. Um, okay, this is just something personally that I've suffered with. I think pretty much my whole life I've suffered with this, and I just kind of want to just share about. I just want to share it, and I just want to just really ask if any of you suffer with this because I genuinely feel like I'm the only one. Like my whole life, I really have just felt like I'm the only one. Um, it's a very small part in me that basically I've been around people a lot in my life. You know, astrology, the different signs and stuff. You know how different signs they have personalities to them, you know what I mean? You know how, like, with a Taurus, you know how the Taurus sign is a bull sign, and how Taurus, they don't stop. Like when there's an argument about something, they never stop. They keep going. Even if you tell them the truth, they keep going. It's like I've had so many spirits from people, things from people just trample all over me my whole life. Like, let's say I go up to somebody and I ask them a question in the tone that I am, very normal. And let's just say they come up to me and they give me attitude. And I have had this a lot. And this is also why for years I haven't been the type to want to be around people at all. Like, it has caused me to go into an introverted, like, isolation, to where I made up my own world and I lived in my own little world. And it led me to living in a different world that kind of correlates to some of the things I talk about with, like, psychosis related stuff, like mostly like psychosis related stuff, insanity, dealing with demons, monitoring spirits, all that stuff. Like, that's the world that I decided to live in because of how bad just everywhere around me really has been my whole life. And, like, the thing is that I realize now that was the devil's plan. Was and still, I don't know what his plan. I don't know what his plan is, but still, like, his plan was to get me to stay completely away from people and to, in my heart, spiritually exit reality and live in a different realm to where I don't know who I am anymore and I don't know where I belong. And you know what's crazy is while I was living in that realm, I hated people. I mean, I literally hated people. I hated people. And I carried I held such a this in here. It was such a so hard, and I mean, you know, it caused me to rebel against God. It caused me to lose myself. Um, but anyway, something that I've noticed a lot in my life, and I have to get it off my chest because it's definitely came back around again. This season has. It's coming back around. It's definitely here. Where people all around you argue, complain, start yelling at each other, start insulting each other, but you can't tell if it's serious or if it's a joke. Like, I've been surrounded by that a lot, especially mostly when I was a teenager. I was surrounded by that a lot from school. Every single day there was drama. Every single day everyone was fighting. Every single day. And the horrible thing about it is that it was in my family and it was in my friends. So, but this is also what I think too. I think chosen ones, because God's chosen experience the most rarest things. We experience the most rarest things, and we feel and see the most rarest things. Because what I'm about to explain to you, it's not going to make sense. Because I can only feel it. You know what I mean? I can't really put it into words. But for years, because it's like I would be surrounded by this negative energy from people. Usually when there's negative energy that comes from people, it affects you. And you start getting aggravated. You know what I mean? You start sounding aggravated. You start, you start cussing. You're just uncomfortable. You get uncomfortable. You start getting a little bit bitter. I hold myself back from all that. I don't allow any of that into my heart when it's in the atmosphere, when it's in everyone. And because of that, it has increased around me. It's like I continually just don't allow it. I just keep my mouth shut. But in here, God is telling me, don't copy that. Don't copy that. Don't copy that bitterness. Don't copy that tone. Don't copy it. It's only with God you're able to do that. God is the only one who can help you not be what is around you. And I want you to know, living like that is hell. I really want you to know that. I really do. I really am genuinely asking if you're watching this, if you've ever suffered with what I'm talking about. Because I feel like I'm the only one. I really do. I feel like I've felt like this for years and I've even thought for years that I'm too sensitive. I have checked myself a lot because it's always this feeling of, you need to start enduring better. You see how these people endure it? They don't take it too seriously. They don't start getting hurt. Their feelings don't easily get hurt. You need to start. I've had things tell me to be like people, to just start enduring things how way people endure. But in my heart, see, this is also something God is showing me. I have a very synthetic heart, a very soft heart, and a synthetic soul. Because the thing is that the soft heart and the synthetic soul, I'm saved. Through Christ, I'm saved. If I harden myself, I harden against God. And I'm pleasing the atmosphere that the world lives in. And what's crazy is I'm serious, I have seen so much of what I'm explaining. I have seen it so much, and I've felt it so much, and I've suffered with it so much. It's literally been my ultimate enemy for years. It's a spirit, but I want you to know this spirit is very big, and it's like a giant, but I really want you to know it's a bull spirit. It's like a Taurus kind of spirit. And I mean, when I tell you it's in everybody, it really is in everybody. There are some people here and there that God, I'm serious, there has been that. There has been people here and there, you know what I mean, that's been chill, you know what I mean? But one of the most hardest things it's hard for me to accept, all these people I'm surrounded by, And now that they're changing to a different version of themselves, I can't trust them no more because God is showing me these people are not your friends. These people are not, you can't know. Andrea, do not put all your trust in these people. Don't become heart to heart with them. Don't become connection. Don't become eye to eye with, don't. These people are not your friends. It's hard to accept that whenever you've been around these people for a long time. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's your family, your friends, kids from school, people from work. I don't care. They have a part of them that is evil. They have a part of them that is sour and bitter. It is nasty. And this is why God says, do not put your trust in man. Do not put your heart with man. It don't matter if they have said and believed in Christian. It don't matter if they've believed in God. It don't matter. It doesn't matter if when you talk about Jesus, they say, praise the Lord. It doesn't matter. These people, we don't know them. You don't know them. I'm just saying, I have a hard time. I have a hard time accepting that. But on top of that, I don't want to just completely stay silent around these people, because if I'm silent, then they think that I'm mad at them. Then they think that there's something wrong with me. And then they start wondering, what have I done? And even when they ask that, they're bitter. They're still, the spirit of bitterness is in them. And they need answers. And I mean, it's like what have I done to you? Now tell me, explain to me, what have I done to you? Like, it's, God's chosen suffers with this. And because we feel this and because we hear and we see that, that's why we're not speaking. That's why we're not talking. Because God doesn't want us to talk. Because God doesn't want us to speak. He doesn't want us to give you any attention. Because God is showing us you. And He's showing us the spirit realm. Because we can feel it. I mean, we feel it and then we see it. We feel it and then through the feeling we see it. That's how it works. I'm just saying, like, a lot of the world has a bull spirit. Has a bull type spirit. You know how, like, a bull is? You know how, like, if you know about the way a bull is, the personality of a bull, especially whenever they go crazy or whenever they're hyped up or, you know, whenever they get mad or something. I mean, they keep going. And they trample, and they will trample you. Basically, you can't tame a bull. You can't tame a bull. I feel like I've heard that phrase before, too. I've even had times where I've explained what I'm talking about right now to my family before, and they got mad at me and literally was aggravated at me even talking about it and even mentioning it. And the whole time they were saying, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, be quiet. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Be quiet. And I see it and I'm like, it's that right there that I'm talking about. And then it's like, I know it's like, well, what are you, expecting everyone to be nice and generous and stuff? No, I'm talking about just normal times, just normal, regular, everyday, normal. And then out of nowhere, the very same people you're always around or that you're used to or you grew up with or something, out of nowhere, they start arguing. They start insulting each other. They start getting mean. They start acting bitter. They start sounding aggravated. It's like last week I could ask you and talk to you. I could ask and talk to you. And it was fine. It was like, yeah, sure. you know. But then this week, it's like, what do you want? Why are you talking to me? It's literally like that. That's what I'm talking about. But I've noticed too, like, I really have gone back to the part of me that I used to be when I was a teenager. And I have always been told internally by demons, by myself, that I'm not supposed to be this. I'm supposed to be different. I'm supposed to be like everyone else. But God had me in a place where I was too scared. I was too scared to change. I was too scared to try and be like people because I was seeing people. I was seeing their actions. I was seeing their ways. And all of it actually originates from my family teaching me not to be like that, not to act like that, not to talk back. You know what I mean? To be nice and polite and mind your business. And stay to yourself like that, you know? Because I'm serious, when I was in school, people would insult you for no reason. People would bring you up in arguments that you had nothing to do with, and they pointed the finger at you. And people could do things to you, and then it was always whenever a teacher's or a principal was never around. And then whenever you got up and you talked about it, you got in trouble because they thought you were making something up. I don't know if it's, I'm serious. I really, like, I'm just saying, like, the more soft and synthetic God helps you out internally with yourself, because it's you and yourself that needs to be careful, because you yourself is capable and suffers consequences and is responsible for things that you know what I mean? You're basically responsible for a lot of things that you cause. There's a lot of things that you cause that you'll point the finger at something else to whenever really it was you the whole time. And I still suffer with that. But I'm telling you, like, that's my biggest enemy. And I'm serious, it is back. That season and that spirit definitely is back. It's back around, and it hadn't been back around in a while, but it's because I'm being held back from accepting darkness into my heart, accepting anger into my heart, and bitterness back. You know what I mean? God is just holding me back from that. And because of that, that's why it's here. Because what I've noticed is when I accepted a lot of bitterness, like whenever I accepted hating people and just isolating myself and staying away from everywhere, like, the thing is that I literally hated myself. I guess where I hated people. Really hated people. But, like, kind of what I mean is I caused a lot of corruption to myself due to that. You know. But yeah, some things I have learned too. Um, Most of the time, just keep your mouth shut. Most of the time, just keep your mouth shut. Most of the time, just close your mouth. Most of the time. Um, Most of the time, just stay to yourself. Mind your business. Just stay to yourself. It just gets on my nerves that people feel like they need answers in their bitter times whenever you know that they're being bitter and they're changing and they're shifting to something different that they're usually not, and it's usually bad. And then they get mad at you whenever, you know what I mean, you're not talking to them, or, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, I've had people like that. I really have. I've been surrounded by people like that, and they just won't leave you alone. This is the bull spirit that I'm talking about. This is the Taurus spirit that I'm kind of talking about. Is that spirit that's like, no, I'm not gonna accept silence. Like, a lot of these people that act like this, they refuse silence and they refuse stillness. Me, I always go to silence and stillness because I have no choice. No one else around me knows how to do that. I don't know if I'm the only one. I know I'm not the only one, but I feel like I feel like it's a minority when it comes to serious bitterness in the atmosphere. I feel like only 1 out of 100 people actually accept silence and stillness, because everyone else just can't help themselves, and everyone else thinks that they are right, and everyone else runs all over you, and they just keep going, just like a bull spirit. I can't help but just talk about this because I haven't talked about it in my whole life. I brought it up every now and then, but like, I was called crazy or I was told to shut up. So, because no one can see these things. Not even people who are Christians or people in my family that have called themselves Christians. I'm serious. So yeah, God bless you if you saw this. Please let me know. Seriously, I'm dead serious. Have you gone through this? Are you currently going through this? Do you suffer with this and everything? What has God been doing with you? Just let me know. I'm serious. But God bless you.